Hi everyone, and welcome to this first pilot. On arrête, c'est nul.
Ça marche. Hi, and welcome to Flosscast, where I interview people who use free software to create amazing things. I'm Jean-Marc Courtiade, and in this episode, which is a pilot, I'm actually being interviewed by one of my friends, Ronan Chardonneau, about how I started creating music with free software, and especially how I created the soundtrack of this very podcast. Ronan and I are both digital marketers, and we've been using free software for a long time. So the goal of this podcast is to help people get to know free software and also to give back what we've learned through all these years. Just keep in mind that this session is a little shorter than what we expected. It's a pilot, alright? It's a test. But it holds all the elements, all the essentials of what we want to give you. We hope you enjoyed. Cheers.
Hi everyone, and welcome to this first pilot project. So this podcast is Flosscast. It's a podcast which is created by Jean-Marc Courtiade and Ronan Chardonneau. So Ronan is myself, and in fact the idea is to create podcasts about free software technologies and digital marketing. Today I have the chance to interview my friend Jean-Marc about one specific topic, which is music and free software. So Jean-Marc, could you please introduce yourself to our auditor and explain how did you came to free software technologies?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm very happy to be here and to talk with you, Ronan, about free software, which I'm very passionate about. I came to free software a long time ago. It was in 2003, 2004, with the first, my first distribution was called Mandrake Move. For our auditors who don't know what a distribution is, it's a special version of a Linux, and it's an operating system. And so the first one I used was called Mandrake Move. It was the first live CD ever. I bought it in a magazine with a CD. That's how we did it back in the days. And I really fell in love with free software. I was kind of amazed by how it worked, that I could have my own operating system in my pocket. And then I tried a great many other distribution, there was Fedora Core 3, 4, 5. Then I switched to SUSE Linux, OpenSUSE Linux. And then finally in 2007, I got hooked by Ubuntu, which has become my main distribution on my daily driver, as we say, on my personal computers. Yeah, and since then I've been very interested in trying to use it for my everyday life and even at work, for instance.
Okay, so the topic of today is about music and free software technology. Can you tell us a bit more about your background dealing with music in general and how you are used to use free software technologies in order to play and record sound and music?
Yeah, sure. I've been playing guitar since I'm 14, so now everybody's gonna know everything about my life today. Um, and then I try to use computers quite quickly to record music. I even had bands back in the days as well, and so we used proprietary software. It's hard to say, because it's very bad. So we used those kind of softwares that were very they were good actually. I cannot say the opposite. And it was 20 years ago already. And so we recorded music. We recorded we did a lot of things with it. And I really tried to. I was interested in trying to use Linux, which I had discovered eventually, to do my own things and to do music with it, but they were lacking software that had a good quality to use, or that would be not too complicated. so I couldn't use it until a few years, and then back in 2009, I guess, I had a workshop around Ubuntu Studio that showed me how to use this distribution. Ubuntu Studio is a distribution. It's based on it's Ubuntu. It's a flavor of Ubuntu, which aim is to create music and also photography and digital artwork, videos. So it's packed with software to do this kind of things. I was very interested in the music side of Ubuntu Studio, but it was still a bit complicated actually to me, for my own needs. I tried to use it, but it's only now recently that I've turned to this kind of a software to with you actually, because you asked me how to create music with this, and and so I turned a few weeks ago to Linux again in order to create music, and I have to say that I've been pretty impressed about it. Yeah.
Okay, so for the auditor who will have the chance to watch this given video in this podcast, we will go through like a short demo of Ubuntu Studio and some software. So no worries, we're gonna go to the technical part. But before going through this technical part, do you have any music, any sound that you can play just for us in order for auditor to listen to, let's say, what you produce on let's say
Yeah,
on,
sure. Well, I have created a jingle. Okay, it was a jingle that was meant to be for this podcast, actually. So I did with Alder and also Hydrogen, which are software that are used to create music on Ubuntu, on Linux. So I will share my screen right now. Yeah, okay. Just 1 second, please. Yeah. For no reason, my Firefox is pretty lame. Okay, great. Okay. Yeah, you can see my screen. That's right.
Yeah, now actually, just to let you know right now, the people who are viewing your screen, we see two screens. So okay, great.
Yeah, just one screen.
Just go back to one.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so what are you currently showing us right now is Ubuntu Studio with a specific software, right?
Yeah, that's actually it's a bit technical at first, so you have to get into some specific elements that you don't have to run when you are using Mac OS or Windows, for instance, because all of these things are already implemented and configured, set up through the various software that you can use on those operating systems. But there is a big but. The point is that you can have with Ubuntu Studio you can use any computer as your machine. You know, you're not dependent on you don't depend on a specific hardware or specific machine. All right. So what we see here is a tool that was created for Ubuntu Studio, which is called Ubuntu Studio Controls, and it helps start what is called the JAG server. I will not go too much in deep about this part. It's okay. You have to get used to learn a few things in order to make it run properly. But if you start it even without any specific configuration, it should work. All right. So I won't spend too much time on it. I had to learn a few things about it eventually, but that's okay. Okay, just 1 second. Okay. So now what we see here is another software which is called Carla. It's a patchage. It's a software which is called to patch all your applications all together. So here we are. We can see many things like here we have my microphone, which is actually a digital recorder. Okay. We have Carla, which is here. When you can see here that things are working properly.
Which is the software.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a rack on it, so you can see here that when I speak, the sound is here. Hello, hello.
Okay.
shows that it works. And then I have a lot of things that are pretty not very. It's not hard to understand when you know how it works. Okay, so I won't spend too much time on it. But I will start another software which is called Harder. It's a big piece of software.
Okay, just to let you know, Jean-Marc, that we are currently hearing you from far away.
Okay, is that better here?
Okay, better now.
Okay, great. Sorry, it takes time. Yeah.
Okay, so here is Harder. So Harder as well is a free software, right?
Yes, it's free software. It's a big one. Okay, I'll put this here. It's a DAW, so it's a free software that it's a software which is used to record many things. You can record voice, instruments. You can even create sounds from keyboards that you plug to your computer. Okay, and you can use then samples, sounds that were put into some specific files in order to produce sound. So with this, you can use you can play. You can make sounds like organ in French, piano, violins, whatever. Okay, as long as you have the files, and you can also record the sound from a drum and also from other software. This is here another software which is called Hydrogen, which is a beatbox. I did the drums of the sound of the jiggle here. I'm not sure it's gonna work. Let's try it now. Can you hear something about it?
Yeah, sure. That's then you hear.
Yeah, I'm just checking if the sound is working. Yeah, that's great. This is the pilot, right? So that's how I did the rest, and I will turn then to
the jingle.
Yeah, to the jingle.
Yeah.
But for that, I have to get into just a little on this. I'm not sure it's gonna work properly first. Okay, Hydrogen is grand. This is alright. Okay, let me just tell me if it works, because what is great about Ubuntu, I mean Linux and music, is that you can plug everything all together, but it requires sometimes to patch and to all the things all together. And just to make things clear, I'm not an expert at that. I've just tried to use it a few weeks ago. All right, so everything is not completely all right for me. I know people who are doing this much faster and much better, but I still can already do things with it. All right, so I will try to play this. Just tell me if you hear something.
Okay, we cannot hear it at the moment.
Okay, it works actually on apparently it works on my. Just 1 second. Yeah, it doesn't work here. It's all right. Just 1 second. I will connect this to the right thing. So Other is an example of what is very big. It's a big piece of software. So you have to make sure everything is all right. Best master here. Audio 1, 2, 3. Here it is. And this should work now. Come on. Oh, come on. All right. I think this should work.
Typically you are connecting actually the different, let's say, the different software together in order for the components to make the music out of the right port on your computer, right?
Yeah, I'm connecting the output of Harder to so that you can hear it.
Okay.
You know, just to make things clear, it's trying to make a podcast using free software which are so big is a bit of a challenge here, because I'm not that much of an expert in this, but it should work. Let's try it now. You don't hear anything, right?
Yeah, we hear it.
Okay, cool.
No problem, it's working.
And it's being recorded as well.
Okay, so, could you maybe play it since the beginning, because we just got actually one part of the jingle and not
let's
full
go.
thing.
Let's go. Yeah, but there is come on, there is a big sound on it. I don't know why. Let's do it anyway. then it goes on.
Yeah, thank you very
Yeah.
much for this, Jean-Marc. Maybe you could just stick with this software that you are showing us right now. Maybe you could just tell us, okay, how people who are listening to us could get started with, for example, with this software. Let's imagine that tomorrow I just want to create a simple sound or just a jingle, a bit like you just made it listen to us.
Hmm.
Um, where do you advise to go for?
Okay,
Which
so
direction
yeah,
should we
sure.
go for? What should we know? What should be our knowledge in terms of music and sound? And
Well, actually, you don't need much to create sounds or to create music. What you see here looks a bit complicated, but that's okay when you get into it. But anyway, what I would do if I were you is that okay. So first off, I would install a distribution, a Linux distribution, which is aimed at creating music. There are quite a few. There is Ubuntu Studio, as we said. There is also KX Studio, which is also very oriented to music creation. But they're all based on
so
Ubuntu.
just to be sure, Jean-Marc,
Sure.
if, for example, someone want to record a sound or music with Ubuntu, for example, and not Ubuntu Studio, it means that they are going to have a lot of dependency, a lot of software that this person will have to add in order to get kind of the equivalent of Ubuntu Studio. So that's why Ubuntu Studio may be a better way to go. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Okay, so sorry if I'm using Google Chrome right now. It's just because my Firefox is a bit lame for some reasons. So, but it's a good browser anyway. So yeah, here we have Ubuntu Studio, as we said, which is packed with a full range of software aimed at music creation and video and photography creation. But because it's based on Ubuntu, it's pretty easy to use those packages on Ubuntu, to add them on Ubuntu. My
Mhm.
current distribution here is Kubuntu. I don't know if people are familiar with it, so I'll just we'll go and show this. So it's Kubuntu. Kubuntu is a flavor of Ubuntu, which is packed with KDE Plasma, which is a desktop environment that looks at first, yeah, which is very versatile. Versatile. So it means that you can change the layout the way you want it. You can also do things like this. You can also do this with other desktop environment, but I prefer to use KDE for personal reasons. It suits my needs more actually, but I like GNOME, whatever. It doesn't matter. So this my distribution is Kubuntu, and I have installed on it other packages. There is let's go for Muon, which is the package manager of, of Kubuntu, and you just have to install something which is called. So first, I had to install Ubuntu. Sorry, Ubuntu Studio. Just type in it Ubuntu Studio. Okay, and then you get the desktop. Just type desktop. Okay, so you install this. Then
Mhm.
so it will install a lot of software about which are Ubuntu Studio based, all right, but not everything. So when you want to install the music package, you will have to go through something called uh, Ubuntu Studio installer, which would be installed after the Ubuntu Studio desktop installation. It's a lot of install in my phrase actually. So I just went here and I clicked on Ubuntu. Okay, it's not here anymore because it's already installed, but there was Ubuntu Studio as music. So I just clicked on this and then install selected packages, and then all the music software that I needed were installed here, and it also means that Ubuntu installed a special kernel. We're getting a bit technical in here. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
But anyway, Ubuntu Studio is music on Linux requires some specific software, and among them a low latency kernel. The kernel is
Okay.
the core of the operating system, which aim is to connect all the software all together to make it work. And for it to work best with audio creation application, we need a low latency kernel, which is provided with Ubuntu Studio, and then we will run all the music creation software on this kernel. You have to start your Ubuntu when you boot your computer with this kernel, this special kernel, but it's selected by default, which is great. It means that you can run music software pretty quickly, and you would not have much delays depending on your hardware as well when you record the sound. Yeah.
And if we come back to the first software that you were showing us, how could you, let's say, start up with? You could just show us how you can start a project from scratch and then add the different instruments to it.
Yeah. So before that, I have to mention this, which is the jack. So this one, Ubuntu Studio Controls, is a special software which aim is to make easier the use of the jack server. The jack server is a special server. It's an audio server which helps connect all the music applications all together. So basically, you just have to click on this, start and restart, or restart jack, and it will work. Later, I got on the web, tried to understand all these things. I finally managed to do it. It's pretty interesting, or required, I would say, if you need to get further. So in this case, with my computer, with the particular sound card I have on my computer, this thing is kind of okay, all right? But if I buy another sound card, I'm sorry if I speak a bit slowly like this. If I buy another sound card which is more effective, more professional, I could get even better sound quality. But it's a bit technical, so I won't go too much in this. So let's say you install Ubuntu Studio, then you go on Ubuntu Studio Controls. You start the jack server, then it should work. Then you have to go into Carla, which is this one. Okay. Oh, okay. It has started twice, by the way. Okay, just close this one. Yes, please. Okay, and then everything would be here very much lighter. It would be lighter. Okay, you wouldn't have all of this. You would just get maybe your microphone, and also the pulse in, pulse out, which are the desktop sound. It's on the Pulse Audio sound card. So you have to get little things. You have to get to understand little things, just like what is the Pulse Audio. You need to get used to that. Maybe I can teach you about that, and then you would make it work. Okay, you would get the right operating system, the jack server running, and then you could connect all these applications all together. And then you would have to use something like hardware is pretty hard to understand because it's not meant to be easy. It's like graphic, very those kind of very big graphic applications that we use. It's kind of professional, so you have to know many things. But in your case, for instance, what I would do is use something like LMMS. LMMS is a tracker. It's also software like harder, but it's I would say easier to get. Okay, LMMS can be it means it's a music production for everyone. You can download it from the web. You can also have it directly in the Ubuntu repositories, blah blah blah. And I would suggest to download it from the website LMMS.io. All right, here it is. Come on, here it is. Yeah. Okay, you just click download, and it also works on Mac and Windows, so it's okay. And you get a web an app image. So it's not installed exactly on your computer. It's here. It's app image. Just launch it. It should work. Or you can also go to properties and permissions, and is executable. But normally it works. And LMMS is provides. I will show you. I did a few tests with it. Open recently project. Which one is it? Yeah, this one, for instance. I did one just for fun. I'm having a lot of fun in my life, you know. Just can't find it. Is it this? Probably. Yeah, that's the one I used. A demo. Can you hear it? Sure. Cool. Okay. So yeah, I don't know why my file didn't work. Anyway, here you can add
So it means
instruments.
that anyone can, in fact, retake those kind of sounds which have been already created, and then can remove the different instruments from each of them. Am I right?
Yeah. LMMS is packed with has a lot of sounds, of samples like drums, kicker, snares, piano, whatever, wood, you know, and so you can just put them here. It's not a tutorial about, but let's say I want to do this. Let's go to no, it's here. I don't use it much, you know. I use yeah. Okay, here we have a sound. Okay, so okay, so that's what I did before. Yeah, here it is. Okay, sorry. So I just chose a kicker. You know, it's the big sound of a drum kit. Then a clap. Okay, now you can hear it normally. Okay, and I just put all of this together, and you can put them in certain kind of orders, and then it would make a sound. Here you have the kicker that does boom, 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 etc. That's
And all those sound are under Creative Commons. I mean, I can create a brand new sound based on all those little sound without any copyright issues or anything like this.
Exactly. So I wouldn't say they're under Creative Commons licenses. I'm not sure about that, but because they're provided with this, I guess they are. I guess you can use them. Just for to be precise, I wouldn't. I don't want to say. I don't want to be wrong, but you should be able to should be allowed to use them for any purpose. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay, that's great. Just in order to let's say like conclude this full podcast today, Jean-Marc, could you tell us a little bit about how our auditors can train themselves on those technologies? Do you have any websites that you would recommend, any training to attend, or any really, let's say, simple technologies that you clearly recommend them to install and start to play with?
Yeah, sure. So first off, I would install Ubuntu or Ubuntu Studio or maybe KX Studio, which is Ubuntu based. Then there is a guy. Okay, so there are many tutorials and many websites that we can share. But on the YouTubes, there is the channel of a Libre music specialist who's called Unfa. Okay. Okay, now you can see my own likes on on YouTube. It doesn't matter. Okay, so let's go here. Unfa, here it is. Okay, it's him, and he's got tutorials about how to use how to use music on Ubuntu and free software. He says he's been using them for 10 years now, which is great. And when you look into this, you just think, my God, we can create so many things. It's so powerful actually. Yeah. So we're just scratching the surface here because we don't have much time. But anyway, I'm very impressed about what we can do with music free software. Right. Yeah.
Okay. Jean-Marc, just in order to end this podcast, do you have anything that you would like to say to our audience, or anything that you would like to add that you didn't have the chance to mention during this podcast?
Yes. Okay. I will just add the camera here again. Okay. Yeah. What I'd like to say, you should see my face again. Yeah. Cool. What I'd like to say about that is, first off, as I said, I'm very impressed about it. I guess you can do a lot. You have to learn. There is a learning curve, which is harder than on other OSs, but not that much. When you get into it, I can teach you, by the way. And no, I think it's great. It's great that you can use free software to create your own music and to go in such a degree of quality. Yeah. And I wish more people would use it. I guess we are on the verge of people of industry maybe turning to free software for that, because we see this in other industries, in movies and in the web. You and I are very familiar with this, and I guess we're gonna see this more in music as well. Yeah, there is Blender, for instance, in the 3D creations. It's used in advertising, and so why not harder?
Okay. Thank you very much, Jean-Marc, for your time. So it was Jean-Marc Courtiade telling us about music and free software. That was our first pilot project for the Flosscast podcast. We really hope to come back soon with other topics. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
So we hope that you enjoyed this session. We'll probably come back later on this topic because it's a wild one. It's wild, by the way. And we also did not mention all the resources that exist. We didn't have much time for it, but that's fine. And there are many websites and also YouTube channels that you can find from out, and they will teach you a lot of things. Actually creating music with free software and Linux is actually quite easy. You just need to know a little about music and also to just learn a little about the technical parts. So, if you don't know that, it's actually easy to do it anyway. To create your own sounds pretty fast. And we hope that this session